But the sniper kept Crooks in his sight. In fact, there are reports that while Crooks looked through his rangefinder, he made eye contact with the Secret Service sniper. What did the sniper do? Did he contact command and say, hey, get the president off the stage? Hey, send a detail to the AGR building and get the suspicious person off the rooftop? I even think he has a rifle. I know he has a rangefinder because I'm looking at him through it. Oh, no. We waited and we waited and we waited and we waited 20 minutes until Crooks was allowed to get off 8 rounds. Now, here's where I think there is a possibility that the whole stack of lies, this house of cards, could come tumbling down. This is really puzzling to me. Now, I've watched that video many times, and I've watched it in slow motion. I can only count 5 bullets, and then 2 from the sniper. But Christopher Wray said in the House Judiciary Committee this week that there were 8 cartridges found on the building. I really question that. There is also a video that shows a figure, a shadow on the water tower that was several hundred yards away. I think that a lot of attention needs to be focused on that water tower and whether that was in fact a human being. I don't know, but it's suspicious as hell. But the fact that Christopher Wray was so adamant that there were 8 cartridges found on the rooftop really gets my curiosity going. But folks, imagine 8 rounds fired, and then the Secret Service sniper takes Crooks out. How convenient. I mean, he shoots him right between the eyes. He's obviously an expert marksman that earned his job by virtue of his ability. But did someone tell him not to fire? I want to know. Why have we not called that Secret Service sniper before the Judiciary Committee and put him under oath and ask him if someone told him not to fire? I have questions, and I demand that they be answered. Why is the central figure, the most important, significant figure in the entire assassination, the best eyewitness, why has he not been called before the House committee reviewing this? Just like, why has Ray Epps never been called before the committee? Why has Ray Epps' bank records not been subpoenaed? Why have we not asked Ray Epps before the Judiciary Committee or the Oversight Committee and ask him under oath whose payroll was he on January the 6th, 2021? It's so simple. It's so obvious that even this kid from Macon, Georgia, who almost didn't make it through high school, can figure out. It's the most obvious question to answer or to ask. Why has it not been asked? Why has the Secret Service sniper not been subpoenaed and brought before the Judiciary Committee and given us a real answer to a real question? Because we are stuck listening to Kimberly Cheadle, the immediate past head of the Secret Service under whose watch this attempted assassination occurred, who came and gave us absolutely nothing. I mean, she would have done better if she had been sworn in and just showed them the middle finger, because that's what the entire country who watched that proceeding got. She gave us the middle finger when she testified before the House Judiciary Committee. We got no answers. So how does the narrative, how does the storyline play out? The next day, we all got what we wanted. Ms. Cheadle resigns. And guess what? The attempted assassination on Donald J. Trump, which occurred just less than 2 weeks ago today, is suddenly an all but forgotten memory. It's all but a almost forgotten memory. I am determined I will not allow the listeners of The Truth to forget this. If you are tired of hearing about JFK's assassination, wait until you listen to this program for the next year. I will not allow our listeners to forget what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 13th, 2024, and neither will Donald J. Trump. Stay tuned and I'll tell you why I say that. But instead of incapacitating the assassin, we killed him right between the eyes, leaving him to go to his grave with the secrets. Now, is there anything to the fact that we saw him in a BlackRock promotional video that was aired from his high school like 2 years ago? I don't know. But now we're in the full throes of the cover-up. Cheadle goes before the committee. She gives us nothing. She may as well have given us the middle finger. And then the next day, we get, that very sanctimonious head of the FBI, Christopher Wray. He comes before the committee. It's his turn in the barrel. And what do we get? Transparency. He was so forthcoming. He told us everything that we already knew and was so open and transparent about it. He told us everything that we already knew. Cheadle wouldn't even do that. So here we are, 23 days before the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, and Biden has dropped out, which he said he wouldn't do just 2 days before the attempted assassination. And we're left with someone more to the left, if you can imagine that, Kamala Harris, the most liberal member of the United States Senate, formerly. A Marxist communist. I shouldn't be so harsh. I should not be so harsh. Dare I speak the truth? The Democrats have anointed Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee. Where is the democratic process? They've got a convention coming up in 23 days. Why not wait 3 weeks and allow the delegates to choose their nominee? No, Donald Trump, he's the threat to democracy, while the Democrats fail to honor democracy. They've got a convention coming up in 3 weeks. Let the democratic process determine who is going to be the nominee. What a novel idea. Oh, no. The Democratic machine, they got in full gear. Nancy Pelosi went to Joe Biden and said, we can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way. We'll celebrate you as one of the best presidents of the modern day, and we will make sure that a statue is erected, that Hunter never sees one night in jail, and that you get to keep your ill-begotten gains because you're the most corrupt president this country has ever seen. We're going to let you and your family off scot-free, and we're going to memorialize you as the greatest president of the modern era. Or we will invoke the 25th Amendment, and we will run you out of office and expose you as the senile, incompetent, corrupt person that you are. And Chuck Schumer was glad to add his ditto, as was the Clintons. But Obama, he held out. He held out. You got to wonder, why was he holding out? Because he wanted an open convention. He actually wanted democracy to reign. Wonder what he was up to. Maybe he's not happy that Mike was overlooked. I'm sorry, did I say that? I meant Michelle. That Michelle was overlooked as a possible candidate. They anointed the most liberal member of the United States Senate, who was the border czar. But no, she was not the border czar. They just keep playing us for fools. They just keep playing us. I remember like it was yesterday when Joe Biden said that Kamala Harris is going to stop the influx of people at the southern border. She's in charge of the border, but she didn't go there, not once. She made it pass through El Paso. She was there for a number of hours. Why? Because they didn't want to bring the American people's attention to the fact that we had and have an open border. But today, every member of the mainstream media is telling you that she was not the border czar. She had no role in closing the southern border. That's another series of lies. And the American people, not you, not me, but we don't represent the mainstream in America. The mainstream in America are out playing golf right now. They're out playing tennis right now. They're at the beach right now. Isn't life grand right now? They've got their heads buried in the sand. Politics is too unimportant for them. God forbid the morning we wake up and realize that it truly is too late. Andrea from Atlanta, save me. I need to calm down.
Hi, John. If you think about why all these things are happening that you talk about, it's important to think about why. And it's really the same old story of control by a small group of people versus control by the people, democracy that America was founded on. And so I think these people that want control have contempt for the average person, fear of the average person, perhaps.
So I think that it's a familiar pattern, but we have to wake up that our democracy has already been challenged vastly, vastly. And the public has to show that we deserve democracy. We have to, thanks to people like you, become informed. We have to find our moral base, and we have to act on it, because that's the only thing that works. Totalitarianism and monarchies and all those things don't work. So we have to take the responsibility and understand what's going on. We are better than they are, and that's what they fear.
Well, of course we're better than they are. And I make no apology for saying that. We're better than they are because we do not lie. We do not ruin our country for our own political power and financial advantage. We don't attempt assassinations on our political opponents. And that gets me to the last point that I wanted to make on the assassination. Everybody is focusing on the mistakes that occurred in Butler, Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago. Mistakes? When you intentionally do something, I don't call it a mistake. And as I said, I haven't been able to connect all the dots. We don't have the proof yet, but we will get it, I believe. But if you just zoom out to 30,000 feet and you look at the timing of all of this, I mean, Tucker Carlson and Roger Stone and myself and Kim Clement have been predicting an assassination attempt on Trump. I've been predicting it for months. And as I said it, I would choke on the words because I felt like it was so implausible and just so out of the realm of possibility or reality, because my brain would not allow me to really embrace the thought that someone could be so evil, that they could be so evil. I mean, I cannot hurt a fellow human being. I mean, you got to really push me. I mean, you got to get me in a corner before I'm going to take a swing or before I'm going to hurt somebody. And I bet you're the same way. It's because we have this thing, this unique quality called a conscience. Yet, whoever orchestrated this, they've got a lot of blood on their hands. They've got a lot of blood on their hands. They've got David Dutch's blood on their hands. They've got James Copenhager's blood on their hands. They've got Donald Trump's blood on their hands. And they have Cory Botero's blood on their hands. How can you live with yourselves? How can you live with yourselves? Go look in the mirror right now. If you are one of the people who caused the evilness to occur in Butler, Pennsylvania, I want you to go look at yourself in the mirror. And I want you to know that you are going straight to hell. We might not catch up with you on this earth, but God knows. You might not pay while on earth, but you are going to pay when you go straight to hell. You deserve no better. You deserve no less. But who did it? Who orchestrated it? Do we really think that this unknown person with no social media, who borrowed his dad's AK-47, bought the rounds of ammunition that morning, went to a shooting range the day before, and was then allowed to enter the venue with a rangefinder, allowed to scale a building, allowed to stay there for 20 minutes, allowed to get off, according to Chris Ray, 8 shots before he was taken out and after the target was almost eliminated? Do we really believe that? That it just all happened through coincidence and serendipitously occurred in Butler, Pennsylvania, 2 days before the Republican National Convention? I can't get there. I cannot get there. I cannot believe that it was the act of a crazed lone 20-year-old. And now I'm seeing how it's being swept under the rug, glossed over, excused, denied, obscurated, pivoted. Get the people who know. Get that sniper under oath in front of the Judiciary Committee, and do it now, Jim Jordan. Do it now. Let's get some real facts on the table. Well, this is The Truth. I'm John Gordon, and we've got if you think the last month has been hell, wait until the next 90 days. I've got my seatbelt on. I pray for our country. I pray for Donald Trump. I pray for you. God bless America. God watch over Donald Trump. This is The Truth. I'm John Gordon. We'll be back next Saturday.